In front of us, we have the Mucar 892BT, a diagnostic tool that does not require for you to pay for updates. You heard me right, the first decent diagnostic tool that doesn't require you to pay for updates. Hello everyone, I'm Bogdan. I help people repair and upgrade their cars. And on this channel you will see me sharing my experiences with all sorts of diagnostic tools, real-world diagnostic procedures, and from time to time I run live Q&A sessions with those beautiful subscribers. So make sure that you subscribe and check on the channel banner somewhere on the top the date and time for our next session. Now, what is this 892BT all about? What are the specs? Because everybody likes the specs. You are getting an 8-inch touchscreen, a 4-core 2 GHz CPU, 4 GB of RAM, 64 GB of ROM, Android 10, a 4150 mAh battery, Bluetooth connectivity to the vehicle with this nice little dongle, and the normal standard USB-A and USB-C ports. Of course, FCA and secure gateway for the newer vehicles that require those types of things. CAN FD and DOIP are now standard across many diagnostic tools. A very important thing is that you are also getting a cabled connection from this unit to the vehicle to make sure that when you're doing programming or doing all sorts of software updates, you have a very safe connection to your vehicle. Now, depending on when and where you buy this diagnostic tool, you are looking at pricing between 400 and let's say 600 US dollars. I would recommend buying from places like Amazon, eBay or AliExpress, and you kind of know the deal. Amazon is the fastest, eBay is in the middle, AliExpress can be slow, but it usually has the best price. Links will be available below. All of them are safe options, and should you use one of those ones, you will be supporting the channel to keep the lights on. Updates. For the first time in human history, updates are free. Yes, and yes again. The 892BT includes lifetime free updates, and that's a major cost saver compared to the other brands. Main features. Now, let's cut through the marketing talk and focus on the things that really matter. The Mucar 892BT can perform full diagnostic scans. This means reading DTCs and clearing DTCs. It can perform data logging. This means allowing you to see live information that the ECU is managing and listening to, and gives you more detailed insight into what is happening on your vehicle. The 892 is able to run actuator tests. Some people refer to this as bidirectional control, and it translates to you controlling things like fans, windows up, down, EGR, flaps, all sorts of things. If the vehicle is able to control it, you should be able to control it with this type of tool. It is able to perform servicing functions. Here you're looking at oil reset, DPF regens, battery registrations, and all sorts of things. First of all, it will show you in a really strange layout, but if you go in maintenance and you click on this, you're kind of able to see what this unit is able to offer. It is also able to offer coding and ECU configuration. This is the more advanced stuff that this is able to do. But the tricky bit and the important but is the level of coding will depend on the vehicle and the model that you have. So it's not a rule that it will work on all vehicles. Test it as you need to do it, but don't expect this to replace the OEM diagnostic tools and the OEM dealer level software. Highlights with regards to servicing functions. Everybody is looking nowadays for DPF, AdBlue, NOx functions, and as you might be able to see it from this menu, all of them are present on this diagnostic tool. Other people are looking for doing maintenance on their brakes, so electronic parking brake resets are important and are already in the menu and they are available, and I've actually tested them. Service interval resets. You finished your servicing, you want to get rid of that nasty warning on the dash. This is capable of doing it. Odometer calibration, mileage correction, as many people would call it. You have it in the menu. Recently, they introduced something called odometer check. So for those of you that want to check if your vehicle has been clocked, this little function here might be able to help. Overall, this unit will have all the day-to-day functions that you actually need. No mumbo jumbo, no excessive things to worry about. The top tip is that sometimes with these units, you need to have the patience to understand the layout and understand how to use these functions. Okay, some people are discussing about AI assistance.
Hey ChatGPT, why won't my Challenger start?
Well, I might be old school, but in my opinion, the AI assistance is kind of useless. You're better off without it. Coverage is comparable with the other tools, all the launch products or the King Bolin products. As a hint, they are running very similar software in my opinion. Launch is the supplier for software for many of these companies, so you're kind of getting the same capabilities, maybe a few increments from a software. They will be running older software, but eventually they will reach the same software level as launch. The differentiator at the end of the day is that you're getting free lifetime updates. You're not having to pay every 2 or 3 years a premium to buy and to use this type of tool. Real world testing. I've tested this one on multiple BMWs from the F series vehicles, so X1, 5 series and other smaller vehicles, and DTC scans are very close to the OEM tools, only that they happen much faster. DPF related data was a bit iffy, and you need to make sure that in the settings you choose metrics and not imperial, because for small values where you have something like 0.2 grams or something like that, if you're on imperial, this will show 0 grams, and from a DPF perspective, if you see 0 grams of soot, it might guide you in the wrong direction, so make sure to select the metric units. Continuing with fuel bleeding, I've tested it on the BMW X1 where I removed the common rail fuel ramp, and quite invasive procedure where fuel bleeding is actually needed, and it was able to help me in starting the vehicle in just a few seconds. Servicing resets have been tested on my 5 series and they worked as they should, very similar to the launch software, and overall so far the software is reliable in real world use. The good versus the bad. The good: you do not have any additional costs. Lifetime free updates. You just buy it once, you don't worry about it. No account registration is required. So for those of you that are a little bit conspiracy theorists, and I'm starting to become one, I wasn't like that, I quite enjoy the fact that I don't need to give away my email and all sorts of data. You just buy the tool, connect it to the Wi-Fi, it works. It has the reliable launch software, and the safety that you get with the cable connection is quite useful. Overall, compact design, Bluetooth dongle, which has a magnet, so you don't need to worry about it and think how it has disappeared all of a sudden. In testing the battery life, I got more than 8 hours with the screen at maximum brightness, listening to some music just to understand if the battery is capable. And I've also seen a very interesting bit in the fact that you can use accessories from other brands. In my case, I used the X-Tool endoscope camera and it worked. I've probed the DPF for the BMW X1. You have footage from when I've done that one. The bad bits? Okay, no product is perfect, and you will hear me multiple times saying that data logging is not that good. Especially for me, I'm capable of saying this because I compare it always with the X-Tool products, which are amazing when it comes to data logging. Those of you that are complaining that X-Tool is not a good diagnostic tool, well, you might not know how to use it properly, but for the thing that it's great at, data logging, it is the gold standard for Xtool. This one needs to learn from those guys. The user interface, when you first look at it, they wanted to do something special with regards to this tool, but they kind of overcomplicated it. And always be mindful of these things on the side, because you might click them and you might get a more familiar layout. What else? The unit cannot be used as a tablet, small inconvenience, and the AI functionality is a waste of time. I would also advise that you have selected metric units when it comes to live data, because sometimes it shows 0 if it goes in imperial. Final thoughts: is this the right tool for you, or who should buy this type of tool? For DIY enthusiasts, this is absolutely something to consider. Even for professionals, this tool can be used as a backup, as a tool that you can use if you want to speed up your process. So you know exactly what you want to do, rather than waste half an hour with the genuine BMW stuff, for example. This one is much faster and it does exactly the same job. Build quality is solid, size is just right, no worries about wires, and overall price product, you are winning with this one. Now let me know if you would trust a product like this one to be your main tool. Other diagnostic tools have been covered on the channel and might be seen left and right. And don't forget, as I said it in the beginning of the video, I am running live Q&A sessions with subscribers. What you need to know here: you need to subscribe, you need to look in the banner to know the time and the date for the next session that we are going to have. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one, and let me know what you think about the 892BT.